अस्माकं स्वर्गस्थपितः तव नाम पवित्रं पूज्यताम् तव राज्यं आयातु यथा स्वर्गे तथा मेदिन्याम् अपि त्वेच्छा सिद्ध्यतु।
I am very happy to send greetings to the Chavara Cultural Center in Delhi. Now that you are beginning a week of ecumenical and interfaith conversations, it is always a pleasure to know that there are so many people interested in changing the way religious people interact with each other. So I wish you every blessing and every success as you discuss this world of ours in which religious people have so much to offer, but that being together and working together and walking together, they can do it so much better. So best wishes to all of you. Thanks to the Chavara Cultural Center for organizing this event, and may God bless you each day of this week.
Dear friends, Chavara Cultural Center, Delhi has organized this week-long World Interfaith Harmony series. I would like to congratulate the Chavara Cultural Center, its director, Father Roby, and all those of his team for this wonderful initiative. Interreligious dialogue has become an indispensable fact for our times. There is no alternative to interreligious harmony if we want peace in society and in our world. Therefore, we need to sow seeds of peace, because peace is God's gift which we must cultivate in our lives, in our society, in our world. We human beings must nurture the growth of peace. We can't remain passive and expect peace to grow in our world, but we must nurture it. Today, peace is in jeopardy and we cannot remain complacent. We must be proactively involved in building peace. People of all religions need to collaborate in order to build the edifice of peace in our society. We often do lack patience. We lose courage and hope because we feel betrayed of our trust or wish to instantly see the fruits of our labor we tirelessly invest in cultivating and building peace and relationships across religious boundaries. There is a need to always begin anew and continue to intensify relationships in good times as well as bad times, because it helps partners in dialogue to heal painful memories in our delicate journey together. An in-depth encounter at the core of their respective faiths, not just a superficial meeting, but in-depth encounter can make the believers involved in dialogue, which means building bridges of friendship across religious boundaries, confident that not only what people have in common, but also those things which in people differ, could provide a motive for coming together and keep coming together tirelessly. It is also true that the ecumenical spirit in the work of interreligious dialogue is recommended by the Church, since we are talking of initiative from the Christians. I am happy, again I repeat, that Father Robbie Kananchira, the CMI father, through Chavara Cultural Center, Delhi, is bringing together people of all faiths through this series of international webinar for a week-long celebration. My dear friends, what is the principal motive for coming together, people of different faiths? The principal motive for engaging in dialogue with people of other religions is the respect for the innate free nature of the human being. Believing is a free act. The dignity of the human person is a transcendental value, always recognized as such by those who sincerely search for the truth. Failure to respect this dignity of each person leads to the various and often tragic forms of discrimination, exploitation, social unrest, and the national and international conflicts. Respect for human dignity finds one of its expressions in religious freedom, which, if it means the right to choose one's beliefs about the meaning and purpose of life, is a fundamental freedom, then arguably it is the most important human rights of all. The question is, how do we dialogue with someone who does not believe like us, who does not think like us, who does not act like us, or who does not behave like us? Following his predecessors but remaining faithful to his inimitable style, today Pope Francis has brought a breath of fresh air and openness again in the Catholic Church, together with a climate of greater freedom in many areas, including the Church's dialogue with the other main religions of the world. Theologians remind us that the followers of other religions are persons to be encountered, not cases to be reduced to mere statements about them. In encountering the persons of other religions, perhaps there are problems to be addressed, because the ideal may not be the reality, and we must accept this. What we see is what we have before us. So we cannot imagine and make imaginations, but we must be realistic. Taking the partners in dialogue as who they are and where they are, as they are in a given situation and where they are, we must encounter them in all honesty and be ready to journey together to the end. Listening in dialogue is an important part. Without listening ears, dialogue risks to degenerate into a discussion among the deaf people. Dialogue is not primarily a cerebral discussion, brainy discussion on the subject of religions, but dialogue is rather the building up of mutual relationships. All relations are delicate, my dear friends, and fragile. Relations need to be cultivated and again cultivated, nurtured and cared for constantly. Not once, not twice perhaps, but again and again. Unless relationships become value for all of us, they are most likely to fade away as quickly as they appear. Christianity, like other religions, firmly believes in peace and harmony as core of its religion. Christians, in collaboration with all believers and people of goodwill, wish to build bridges of friendship and promote peace and fraternity. In his video message just a few days ago, celebrating the 3rd anniversary of that famous signing of the document Human Fraternity between the Imam of Al-Azhar and Pope Francis, I was present there myself, witnessing this event. This is what Pope said 3 days ago on its 3rd anniversary. Now is the fitting time to journey together, believers and all people of goodwill together, all together, for it is essential to live in solidarity with one another. For this reason, I repeat, Pope is saying this, Pope Francis, I repeat, now is not a time for indifference. Either we are brothers or sisters, or everything falls apart. This is not to be melodramatic, it is the truth. Unquote. The Church exhorts her faithful to give primary consideration to what human beings have in common and to what promotes fellowship among all people. Let us not look for differences. Let us look for common points so that we are together. Differences will follow. The objectives of this famous Christian teaching for Christians is not to enter into polemics and create a debate or a futile discussion between adherents of different religions. Through dialogue, the Church wishes to enter into the very depth of the life of all people. Therefore, what is asked is the attitude of prudence and charity. Interreligious dialogue is presented by Nostra Aetate, the famous document of Christianity, Catholicism, is an apostolate with a vast field of activities for the progress of all humanity, to which all people can and must make their specific contribution. Dialogue demands that believers keep compromises, political confrontations, or business-type negotiations completely out when they relate to believers of other religions. Religious identity of one's own religious tradition must never become pretext to hate, denigrate, or to be indifferent towards the other. I would like to conclude by giving you something very important that was decided by people of all religions at the initiative of Christianity by Pope John Paul II in 2002. Some 200 faith representatives of all religions read 10 commitments. This was held in Assisi, the city of St. Francis. What these commitments say is that we have one conviction. People of all religions are saying this loudly to the world. We have one commitment. Humanity must choose between love and hatred. This is the point I would like to conclude with. We have a choice. Either we choose love or we will be choosing hatred. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.